vibe one time for your mind.
Welcome to Sunbeat Live. I'm Adrian Valente with Sunbit, and if you're one of our dental partners, you're in the right place. Happy Wednesday, August 19th, and welcome to our weekly educational series where trained and certified Sunbeats like you can tune in to continue your education and help you build your comfort and confidence in how you use Sunbit with the patients you serve. Nice. If you're new to the program, we simulcast on Zoom events and YouTube, so you can always go back and catch recordings and episodes there. We also publish on Spotify, so if you ever just want to listen along to past episodes in the car, you can find us there too. And of course, everyone here tuned in on Zoom events is getting Sunbeast app rewards points as our way of saying thank you for making the time. And for those of you here live, you can use chat, Q&A, and reactions to share how you're feeling. And in a little bit, we'll use the poll button to ask you a quick question to choose your own adventure for today's training. And since we cover different topics each week, if you need help or want to schedule your own team training or one-on-one coaching, reach out to success@sunbit.com. They can also help with marketing refills and any consultation you need to help you grow and be successful using Sunbit. And of course, on Wednesdays, we are joined by show producer and co-host. Please welcome to the program, Queenita Brown. Queenita, how are you?
Oh, I am fabulous. Oh, it is I. Queenita.
Oh, happy Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday. Hello, everyone. Beastie besties.
It's good to see a lot of the regulars. New folks, too. We always get a ton of new folks, which is always good to see.
Yes, welcome.
Yay. Hello. So we got a good one today. We're actually going to skip our news segment so we can get straight into the application process. And you're going to tell us how to start today's training. But before we get into it, we have a very cool tie-in with the Sunbeast app. Your Sunbeast community manager, Sheer Nakash, is actually here with us live in the chat right now.
Oh, hello,
and
Sheer.
if you haven't, hello, Sheer. Hello. If you haven't already been to your Sunbeast app, look for the sound effect trivia. So what is this? What is this, Queenita?
So during today's episode, you guys will be listening for this sound and counting it throughout the episode. So that's your first one. We're going to give you one more reminder of what it'll sound like.
Okay.
So look, we gave you your first two. So now you got to pay attention to the rest of the episode. It's on you. All right? It's on you. Pay attention, listen, count it. At the end, you can submit your answer in the Sunbeast app.
Yeah, we learned the sound effect file name is called Glockenspiel. So we looked it up and we learned the difference. Queenita, what's the difference with a xylophone and a Glockenspiel? They look the same.
A glockenspiel and a xylophone are different because one is wood and one is metal. I do not remember which one is which.
Xylophone is wood. Glockenspiel is metal. Nice.
Glockenspiel is metal. So if you think your kid has a xylophone, but it's metal, it's actually a glockenspiel. So you need to make sure you teach them the right terminology and have them play their glockenspiel. Okay.
Excellent. All right. So we've done two already. We'll keep an ear out for the next. But we're going to focus on application simplicity today. Yeah. And we're going to trigger a poll question right now because we would love for you to tell us, how do you want to start this thing? Do you want to start with maybe the iPad version or the guided app version? We're going to do both.
Yeah. But where do you want to start? How do you want
audience
to take
gets
it
to
off?
choose. Yeah.
It's
Let's
like
go
a
check in with the
Goosebumps
poll.
book, okay? I want you to read your options like the Goosebumps book and choose which page you want to turn to.
You say Goosebumps. Goosebumps. I don't know.
Goosebumps book. Do you remember that? I remember like looking at the answer, flipping to the page, and then going back and be like, "Oh no, I'm gonna go to the other one," and then going back to the next one.
Boy, we are tied up here with. I was expecting.
Oh yeah, it's pretty close.
Oh boy, this is. I don't.
Looks
know
like our
which way
OG
we should start
is in the
with.
lead. I mean, I think it's leading by almost 5%.
Well, let's give that another second. Erica Haro. Yes, R.L. Stein. That was the name of the author. I'm just impressed by that. So, Erica, I'm just feeling
Did you watch
it.
the
So
Hulu series?
No,
When they
I
came
think I
out
was
with the
too old by that
Goosebumps
time.
Hulu series? What?
Oh, there was like a recent thing, like on Hulu?
There's a recent one from like a few years ago.
Oh.
Yeah, they did a Hulu series. It has what's that guy's name? He's super popular actor. You got to look it up. But
Okay.
it was pretty good. I liked it. It had Jack Black, but who was the main guy who was
Jack
like
Black was in
messing
it?
with the kids? Lori, do you remember?
I
It
don't
was
know.
it was
Check with chat.
Yeah, look it up. We'll figure it out.
We're here
But
for
it
Sunbit
does
training.
look like the iPad one. We'll go down
Oh,
that
gosh. Okay. I guess we'll start with the iPad. We're going to do both.
Justin Long.
We're gonna do
Thank
both.
you, Justin Long.
Justin Long. Hold on. Well, let's go to
Justin
chat. Who got it? It was Jessica.
It was Jessica.
Was Zach Morris in it too? No.
Was he?
I don't know.
I don't
Ray
know.
says.
I haven't watched in a couple years, but I know Justin Long was like one of the main guys and Jack Black. Yeah, he was. See, it's a great cast. You got to watch it.
All right. All right.
It's a good show. Thanks, guys. My BC besties always come through. iPad
All right.
it is.
We're talking application process today. It's back to school season, so we're going back to basics. And for today, it's all about the transaction. We're going to go step by step through it. And you know Sunbit, right? Nearly 9 out of 10 patients are getting approved. You have 0% APR options to review with them. There are no fees, no hard credit checks, no penalties, no funny business. And especially if you're using programs like SunGrow, it's now the cheapest dental patient financing option available. And you have multiple options in which to share with folks, whether sending a link or using an iPad. And we understand in some places you don't have an iPad, or maybe you're even using Sunbit through an integration with a platform or a practice management system you're already leveraging. But regardless of what flavor you're using of Sunbit, the application experience is the same. That's why we're going to show both what it's like from the dashboard when you send a link from your browser. And what's really great about, if you don't use this, just FYI, maybe you're a tablet user and you're like, what? I can do this from a browser? That's crazy. You can. And what's neat is that this singular button can do both pre-qualification links, and if you enter a purchase amount, it becomes a checkout link. So one button that does both, unlike on the tablet, how you often see it separated as two distinct options. So what we're going to do is walk through the application and the transaction, what it's like starting it, how does a person verify themselves, bringing us to the approval and payment plan selections, and then ultimately putting in debit card information for the amount due at checkout, and then what the completion of a Sunbit transaction looks like. But Queenita, what are the 3 things we need in order to do a Sunbit in the first place? Like, what are the requirements?
Well, you are required to have identification, contact info, which is your email and your phone number. We're paperless, so we need to be able to email you your documents, and then, of course, a bank-issued debit card.
Yes. Very good. Very good. And what we're going to do is actually shift gears and go to my iPad that I got plugged in here. So just like many of you have, but even if you use guided app, the steps are exactly the same. The information and screens are the same. Since we're going to do a full transaction, we're going to use the practice app. Mine is up here at the top, and this is our demo environment where we can do a full transaction in a safe environment. There's no processing capabilities, and the approvals are fake. So when you offer Sunbit to a patient, right? We talked about this, what was it, last week or the week before, how to offer, right? Simple language. So, hey, we have flexible monthly payment options. It says it right there on the screen in case you forgot what to say. So, you just ask the patient, by the way, do you have your state-issued ID or driver's license? And I do. So the person helping me out is going to select their name, and it just so happens Oprah Winfrey is going to you helping me out.
That's so nice.
Oh, my goodness. He's going to scout. No, I'm scanning my real ID, so I'm going to give myself a little bit of a privacy screen, if you don't mind. So let's go ahead and get my ID. All right. And now it's pulling in my name, date of birth, and my address. And then I put in my phone and email. And then I just confirm all of it looks good. But it's not asking me any invasive questions. It's not asking me like how much money you make or whether you do rent or mortgage and none of that stuff. So I just make sure everything looks good, and let's see how much I get approved for here in the demo. And let me remove that privacy screen. 6,500. So this is the demo. Everybody gets that. But Queenita, how much are we spending today? What do I need to put in here?
Let's do 2,500.
2,500. All right. So we're going to do that. Oh, well, hold on a second. I got to stop myself, because one thing that's easy to gloss over is skipping the importance of the approval.
Oh,
Right? You have an opportunity to celebrate. To celebrate the approval. And they could get approved for $600 or $6,000, $16,000. It doesn't matter. Like, always make people feel good about it. Like, oh, nice. Hey, look at you. That's awesome. It's different for everybody. You never know what someone's going to get. Right? So make them feel good. Okay, we're putting in a number, and now we're going to play around with some monthly payment options. Ooh, look at this one. Stop me dead in my tracks here. Looks like and all the offers are custom to each patient. I'm getting no interest if I pay in full within 18 months, no matter which payment plan I choose. Neato. So what I like about this, like, for example, me personally, I've done 5 Sunbits over the years, and I always choose the longest term because I'm trying to lock in the lowest monthly payment I can.
lowest payment.
Now, some other folks, they may want to be more aggressive about it, paying it off. And that's fine. That's the whole point of giving people options to explore, click all the buttons. And that 18-month no interest offer, I can click the blue button that says see how this works. And I can make manual payments either on the Sunbit app or by calling support. And soon we'll be having an update that allows for auto pay settings and adjustments so they can set it and forget it. But it's really nice knowing that I can fall back on this monthly payment number I've selected, even if I'm unable to pay it off within the promotional time frame. And there's no penalties. It's not this like deferred interest trap where like all the interest had been accruing. What's neat is that any interest I've been paying on these payments, when I do the full payoff or the payoff amount, it's that minus the interest I've already paid. So it's like the interest paid already counts towards it. We just, as opposed to letting it all accumulate on the side. And then you miss a payment and all of a sudden you're like, here, you're responsible for all this interest. That's not how this works.
More flexible for you. And, that was based on feedback to where you guys didn't have to be locked in to a no interest option. But if you did have the funds available, you can pay it off early and still get that benefit. So I think Annabelle had a question, or she had a comment earlier, which was about this regarding how people don't like that they have to jump into the app and make extra payments manually. We'll have to follow up because a few months ago, they were working on setting up automatic payments for a higher amount within the Sunbit app or the Sunbit website. So we'll touch base and see what's going on with that, or if we have a timeline for when that will be available, so you aren't like having these bad experiences with it.
Yeah. Good feedback. And thank you all. We appreciate the
thanks for keeping us in the
feedback.
loop.
Yeah. Hold on. Is Kelly Paul asking if my hair is real? Like the hair? I don't have any hair. Or my face? Like my facial hair? Oh gosh. It's all I have left. It's at this point. Let's continue. What are some other things on this screen, Queenita, that we need to keep an eye out for?
Well, we have a few pencil icons. What are those for?
Ooh. Okay, so the one up here with the purchase amount allows you to quickly change it. So let's say I'm looking at this and my options seem pretty reasonable, and maybe there's additional treatment needs that I have that now we can maybe consider. So actually, let's use this opportunity to increase it to $5,000 and see just what that looks like. At this point, this experience becomes more of a monthly payment calculator thing, where now we're just kind of playing around with it. So now I'm getting 24 months instead of 18 months if I end up spending $5,000. And now I can review like that. My amount due at checkout down there is only $50. So all I would need to pay is $50 on that debit card. And then I can pay it off in 24 months or just fall back on my 48-month plan that I've selected. No funny business, no penalties, no late fees. And the interest right
down
there
is pretty low too.
That's a good point.
What if I want to put down $1,000?
Ooh, yeah, let's modify that with that pencil icon. So if I want to make it a clean 1,000, let's add 950 on top of the 50 that's
The
already
50
there. Make
that's
it a
there.
clean
Yeah.
1,000. Because maybe $1,000 is a lot easier than paying $5,000 all
Yeah.
at once. And that brought my monthly payments down.
By like
Now
30
that I've
bucks.
done, yeah, not too bad. This is
Too
admittedly
bad.
all the Sunbits I've done, this is how I did it. Like I always add to my down payment. Especially if you're getting low down payments, like, hey, the more you put down, the lower, monthly payments you're going to have, and you're borrowing less, so you're paying less interest.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, very important screen. This is why the tablet is very popular, and that's why Guided app also allows you to see all this from your dashboard. So when a patient is looking at this on their screen, whether it's their computer at work, home, or on their phone, you can see all this too, right from your business dashboard, which we'll go through here in a little bit. So let's finish this. Let's actually just
Wait, let's
wrap up the rest
pause.
of this. Oh,
There's
hold
a
on.
couple of good things in chat. So first, Erica mentioned if patients complain about having to go in and make extra payments, remind them the reward is free borrowing, aka no interest. Who else can do that? Love that. And then Danielle asked, they can increase the amount but not edit to a lower amount due. Is that correct? And Hillary helped her out and said correct.
Thank you, Hillary.
Yes, thanks, Hillary.
Yeah, that is correct. So that what we're showing on the down payment originally is the minimum required down payment. So you can't make it less, but you can always add on to it to help lower.
Points for
what's being
Hillary.
borrowed. Oh, nice.
How many did you give
30
Erica
points.
earlier?
I think I did. I wrote down 30. I don't think I said
Okay,
it,
cool.
but I wrote it down. So I'm going to hold myself to it. So that was Hillary. Nice.
Yes, good questions. Good questions. Also, as we're talking about the application, I feel like I saw it earlier up, but remember the buttons, right? Blue for you, yellow for your fellow. So there's lots of legal things and terms that are going on each screen. So if the button's yellow, it's important to let your patient click the button to continue. If it's blue, then you're good to proceed or click it or show them additional information.
Yeah. So let's say I go with the 48 month. I'm going to go ahead and click continue as the applicant. Now, this is an important distinction. The down payment is required no matter what. So why are there two options here? So at the top, it says the amount due at checkout will be charged to the debit card, meaning regardless which button you select, it will bring up the camera to scan a debit card. Down here, it says, please select your preferred method of payment for the recurring monthly payments. 99% of applicants end up choosing the same debit card to just do all of it. And there are instances where folks may want to use a different payment method for the recurring monthly payments. You often see this with college students in college towns where they can do the Sunbit, do the down payment, but maybe mom and dad are going to set up the monthly payments for them to handle. So that's just one use case for an example of that nature. Now at this point, I'm just going to tap debit card and it's going to bring up my camera. Now, if you're using the Practice app, a little insider tip, you can scan your debit card or you can just enter details manually in the bottom right-hand corner, and both options will just show you fake information because this is a demo. This isn't real. So whether you're entering the details manually and having a patient type it in or you scan it, just make sure everything looks good. And Queenita, are we actually taking any money right now?
No, so this is for their monthly payments. Once they start making their payments, we'll use whatever payment method they put on file. But they can change that at any time by contacting customer care or by using the Sunbit app.
Yeah. So when the patient taps the yellow agree and continue button, it's just checking the card. It's not taking any money right now. That way, if you're just doing an estimate or helping to approve future work or treatment, you have the blue option to exit, and it says in parentheses, estimate only. That way you can just make sure their card works now instead of running into an issue later. But if we are actually tendering payment and closing out the transaction, the patient will tap continue, which brings us to the final screen where it gives us a review of the monthly payments, the due dates, and the financing details. Now in the top center, there's a button for the patient to see their credit score. Here in the demo system, it's fake. It's 717 credit score for everybody from TransUnion. Top right corner, they can email an agreement draft to themselves in case they want to forward it or share with a family member. And then to complete the transaction, they'll enter their social security number or ITIN number. For the Practice app, we can just enter whatever we want. So I'm just going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And for signature, there we go. Now, the last agree button brings a pop-up as a final review to make sure everything's okay. Up until this point, they haven't committed to anything and we haven't taken any money, so they can still back out. But this is the last stop, and it's the same on Guided app. So if you can go back, now's the chance. We're going to have the patient review, and if they're good, authorize. Sunbit pulls the down payment. In 24 hours, we direct deposit the full amount to you. So you're going to close out the full amount in your practice management system. And here you're going to identify the transaction. Maybe you have a chart number or patient ID number. But Queenita, why is there a blue plus icon? What's the deal with that?
Yeah. So if they have different, maybe treatment plans, or maybe they have like 3 kids that are doing different treatment
Oh,
plans, they need to put on the same Sunbit, then you can include those.
smart. Very nice. And then this will appear in all the reports and confirmation emails. So we're going to, now blue for you. So team member, you can click done. And the final agreement number is our loan agreement number. Excellent. So if you want to copy that down to your records, that's why we have what you typed in and you have ours. And now we have both on record, which is nice. So with the tablet, the experience is nearly the same on the Guided app. And when you get to the end of one of these Sunbit transactions, confirmation emails are then provided to both the patient and you. So your practice gets a confirmation email, as well as the patient getting more details in that email as well. So, Queenita, how are we checking in on that poll? Was tablet still leading the way now that we're going to switch to Guided app?
Oh, I'm not sure. We do have some stuff in chat going on though.
Yeah, what's happening?
So Haley asked, does the more you put down on your down payment allow for the amount of months to pay off to increase? So if I understand you correctly, Haley, I think you're saying if you put more down, do you get like a 24-month now maybe, or an 18-month option or something like that? If that is what you're asking, adding to the down payment doesn't do that, but sometimes when you change the amount at the top, it'll give you different like options for the range of months. Correct me if
Yeah.
I'm wrong, Adrian.
No, you are correct. So whatever you're doing with the down payment has no bearing on any of the options you see. Really, one of the key indicators for those options changing is the size of the purchase amount that gets entered. So like we saw with me, right? We put in $1,000 and it went up to like 18 months. And then I put in $5,000 and it went out to 24 months with a no interest.
Right.
And the monthly options went longer too. So ultimately, that's why the Sunbit experience, especially when you send pre-qualification links, people can play with those options like a big fancy monthly payment calculator to find and identify the right configuration that makes the most sense for their budgeting needs. So with the
Yeah.
Guided app, a lot of you are doing this from a dashboard setting. You're using a browser and going to dashboard.sunbit.com. And for those of you that are tablet users and want to follow along, it's the same login as your tablet. And sending a Guided app link starts with the blue button in the top right-hand corner, and you can track all of your applications in the Applications tab up top. And what's really great is that, although you are not looking at the same screen together like an iPad, you can see and expand all of the applications you've sent through Guided app to see that progress and see what they see. So all those monthly payments and financing detail options can be reviewed on your screen as well. So giving you more visibility allows you to provide better care to your patients. So the vast majority of you like to share your Guided app link via text message. I know there is a lot of you that do email as well, but text seems to be a big preference amongst patients. So we're gonna start there and just do this all on mobile. And you'll see it's very similar to what we just saw on the tablet experience. So you send a link, patient gets started, and verification starts with a phone number, since it's very mobile first with the patient experience. And similar to what we saw on the iPad, they're going to enter in the same details: name, date of birth, email, and address, because that's all the tablet asks for too, nothing more. And then we see an approval. Very nice. Yay.
An
Everyone likes that. And there's no
approval!
hard credit check. Yes. And just like on the iPad, a dollar amount is entered if you're sending a pre-qual link, or you send a checkout link where it's already pre-populated. And now they get to review those options. And you can see those options on your screen too. And just like with the iPad experience, patient enters their debit card details, has the exact same options. When they get to the finalized screen, it looks the same too. They get to review the draft of the installment loan agreement. They can email it to themselves. They can see their credit score notice from the soft check with TransUnion. And to complete, they'll enter in their social security number and be brought to a final screen where they review everything to make sure they're good to go. Same as the tablet. They can still go back. But once they authorize from here, they're going to see a final thank you screen. And now those emails go out just like we saw on the iPad, right? Goes to you in the practice, goes to the patient to confirm everything. And at the bottom, they get those icons for downloading the Sunbit app for managing their payment plans with Sunbit. So patients, if they have more than one Sunbit with you, they can actually manage multiple Sunbits in the app here. And Queenita, correct me if I'm wrong, can this also be done from a browser?
Yep, My Sunbit. So they can go to mysunbit.com if they want to manage their loan on a laptop or a computer.
Nice. So a couple of tips for those of you using Guided App. Or maybe you're new to it and you've been doing the tablet. Now you're kind of curious, like, oh, this sounds actually really nice. It would be nice to use this. So it's one button to send a link, but you'll see in blue some language or a tooltip informing you that, hey, if you send one of these with the purchase amount blank, it's just for estimates. It's just a pre-qualification. So they can see their approval and play around with it. But if you put in a purchase amount, it will become a checkout link. Now, on the Applications tab, you can see the approvals. You see a column for purchase amount. So if there hasn't been a purchase amount entered, you can do so right there. But hold on a second. What's this whole, I got notified that a patient requested to check out. What's the deal?
But we didn't even do their treatment yet.
Right? But they can do that, which is a good sign. Like, don't freak out if that happens. Like, whoa, did I forget something? No, it means like they're pretty gung-ho about using Sunbit, and they're basically raising their hand and saying like, hey, yes, I want to use this. So when you're ready, you'll see the notifications in the dashboard, but you can convert it at any time. So you'll click on the application, you'll see that the patient has requested to check out, and don't worry, even though it's a pre-qualification number, you get to put in the purchase amount. So you put in the dollar amount with tax, and then that identifier, that however your practice does it. So very powerful stuff. We love Guided App. And if you're inspired by what you're seeing and maybe you want some additional training or coaching, or maybe you've never used Guided App before and you would like to get started, please reach out to success@sunbit.com and they can definitely help you out.
Oh, yeah.
Excellent.
Chat is booming.
So I cannot keep up. I'm glad I hear you typing away.
I'm trying, but let's wrap it and then try to get to these questions. But sound effect trivia, hopefully you were listening. Let's do one time for the one time.
One more. That counts.
That counts.
It counts.
That's the last one. Last one for the show today. Hopefully you were able to keep track, hop into the app, and submit your number.
Yes, you can always go back and watch the live cast on YouTube if you want to go back and catch the recording, or check in with your fellow Sun Beasts. So generous, these Sun Beasts, in the Zoom events chat. Yes, okay, very good, very good. Am I missing anything, Queenita, before we start wrapping up? And I think we'll stick around for questions.
Yeah, we'll stick around for questions.
Okay, good. So, as we wrap up the half hour, coming up next, we're continuing our Back to School, Back to Basics series, with next week focusing on how Sunbit provides support in all the different channels available to you and your patients. And then following up on the September 2nd episode will be Back to Basics with Marketing, which is always a fun one. And I'm really excited for our episode on September 9th. Stephen J. Anderson makes his 14th return on the program over the past 3 years. And this time we're doing Q&A with him. So it's not going to be a typical Stephen J. Anderson session. He always puts on an absolute clinic when he teaches us stuff. We're just so excited to interview him. And the next 2 episodes, we're going to be asking your questions to ask him on the show, and we'll be incentivizing you if your question makes it to air. I'm also going to be with him in Orlando for the National ADOM Conference, the American Association of Dental Office Managers. We're really excited for that. It's going to be the first week of September. So if you're in Orlando, be sure to stop by. I got a CE course called Inside the Shift, what today's top practices are doing differently. I'm going to go ahead and put our link tree in the chat so you can make sure you don't miss out on any episodes, either on Spotify, YouTube, or Zoom events. And you can catch Queenita's Sun Clips on YouTube Shorts and on the Sunbeast app, making a reappearance for rewards points. So keep logging in each day. And our community manager, Shir Nakash, is just getting started. So much more cool stuff on the horizon. But what did I miss?
That was a vroom vroom for sure. Where can we rewatch the live? If you click that link tree, then you can access it, Selena, so you can go to YouTube and see it as well. Okay, let's answer some questions. Thanks for joining. If you have to go, we understand. But have a great day. We appreciate you and hope you learned a thing or two during today's episode.
Nice. Okay, so let's stick around. I'm having a technical
So I'm going to
moment.
start with, no, you're good. I'm going to start with Danetta. I think I get it now because she clarified for me. So her question was around how when you click see how on the monthly payment options, it shows you how much you need to pay per month to pay with no interest, but it's not an option. So she's saying she's running into issues because they see the see how button where they're like, okay, yeah, I want to make that payment, but it's not an option. So yeah, I understand that. I think that falls back into us trying to see where we're at in the process of being able to set up those automatic payments so that they don't have to like jump in and do it manually. They can set it up to be that see how amount if they don't want to go in and do it manually on their own. Does that answer your question? And let me know.
Okay.
There was more. Maybe go to the
Where to
Q&A
next?
for now, Adrian, and then I
Yeah.
will check the chat to see what was after.
Okay, so Angela was asking, when we answered the trivia question on the Sunbeast app, what do we receive? Sounds like points. And Danielle, sorry if your volume was messed up, but it sounds like bunch of people in the chat got the right number. You can always go back and check it out on YouTube as well. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and mark that one answered live. And then next up, we have Lisa asking, some debit cards, for example, USAA, don't go through. It says debit card on the card. What should we do? Stephanie responding here, please remember when you're helping people over the phone, especially folks who aren't app savvy, that there is a box they must click on the contract before Social Security number promotion appears. With cards, let's tackle the first part first with the card. It's kind of confusing. Actually, a good example of this is my HSA card, which is very annoying because it says debit on it, even though I can't use an HSA card with Sunbit. But when I go to like CVS, and I use it, I have to tell them every single time, please run it as a credit card. Because if they don't, it's going to ask for a debit, a PIN number, and I don't have one because it's not like a real debit card. And it has the Visa logo, so it's supposed to be run that way, which is hyper confusing. So we do understand that frustration.
So even prepaid cards, like they'll say debit on it because they can be used as a debit card, right? But when it comes to your payments with us, it has to be a bank issued debit card when it comes to that down payment. You can call into customer care and like make a one-time payment with a prepaid card. But your down payment has to be a bank issued debit card. So definitely have them like contact their bank to make sure we heard in another show too, that some banks have cards that run debit and credit. So it might read as a credit card, even though it is a debit card. And that could be something that could easily be fixed by contacting the bank. So a couple of options there if it doesn't take the card.
I didn't know they could do that. I learned something today. Look at that.
Yeah.
Look at that. So yeah, Lisa, I think good default is contacting support, right, Queenita? if
Yeah.
you don't know what to do or what to say, and they'll be able to point you in the right direction, worst case scenario.
Lisa had another question in the chat, so I'm just going to add to her here. She asked, can you use an expired driver's license? The patient turned 21 and was waiting on her new driver's license to come in the mail in a few weeks.
I believe you can. I
You
believe you
just enter
can.
the
That was,
details manually, and then it'll verify you
yeah,
usually.
yeah, because I think even if you do the ID scan, it will put everything in there because it doesn't have any bearing on the approval. That was an issue a couple of years ago where when you scanned an expired ID, it would give you an error, but you could type it in manually. But I'm pretty sure about 2 years ago, because I think it was like last year's season, you and I had an episode, like I think towards the beginning of the year, where we actually talked about them lifting the restriction on
Yeah,
expired IDs, that you could just scan them anyways. Because it was
just pulling
really,
their info.
exactly, it's really more of a convenience measure. Like you scan the ID so you don't have to type in stuff because you can just type it in. But
Yeah.
yeah, that was a good one. Okay. So, yes, try scanning the expired
Um,
IDs. Worst case scenario, you just type it in. Hope that helps.
did we miss anything else in
If we go
here?
back to Q&A, Angela was just confirming. So you get the 10 points for answering the trivia question in the app, and that's in addition to the 20 points for being here. Correct. Correct. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. So, if you
It looks like,
get the quiz
oh,
right,
go
go ahead.
ahead.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is
So
me.
extra 30 points. Woo! But Liz asked, has anyone had problems with adding the amount after the initial application and the patient not receiving any notifications when sent the checkout link? And we had a few people saying they have run into the issue. Christina, Jessica, Liz said when she resent the link, she had to call support twice for it and had to resend the application.
Gotcha. But I'm having a
So
hard
the
time
checkout
catching
link's
up
not
with.
working. Yeah. So if the checkout link's not working, um, Elizabeth, a few questions here. When contacting support, what did they tell you the first time? Do you know? And to see like if there was any way to prevent it or if that was like a glitch or an issue or whatever the case may be, because we definitely don't want you to have to keep calling support for this issue. Um, because I would direct you to call support as well. You shouldn't have to redo everything for a checkout link. So it sounds like it might just be an issue. What do you think, Adrian?
Yeah, it's kind of hard to say sometimes
Yeah.
when because it could be like today's episode or this morning, I had a
Yeah,
technical glitch on
literally.
my iPad, like on the practice app. It was, it was embarrassing and I couldn't explain it. I ended up switching to a different instance and made it work. But like, sometimes, it could be a fluke. But
Yeah.
especially if you know what's going on, sometimes you're kind of frozen a bit when it happens in real time in front of you with the patient. And that can be really stressful. Like if I don't have an answer to something, it freaks me out too. I think I would always just want to fall back on knowing like I can get someone on the phone to help us. Because even if I don't have the answer, I shouldn't be afraid of that, because I think what the patients really care about most is that you're listening, you care, you may not know, but you are going to find out now at the best of your abilities, right? So get us on the phone, lean on the team.
Yeah. And then we
I'm
can
sorry I
keep
don't have a
track
better
of this
answer.
if it's a bigger issue too. If you are calling
Yeah,
us to let us know and we're seeing it's happening with multiple
good point.
people, then we know it's a bigger issue than just like a glitch or a one-off. So definitely do suggest contacting us so we can keep track of it. But hopefully that gets resolved for you pretty quickly. We did have two questions. One was, will we ever be able to have a cosigner? And another one was, could a family member join their application? Which is kind of the same. So though
Yeah,
you can't have a cosigner, you can have a family member apply and you can like combine, like have two Sunbits cover like one treatment cost,
yes.
or the family member can take care of it for the patient, whatever the case may be, but no cosigners at this time.
Yeah, and that's not something you typically see with any buy now, pay later
Yeah.
options either. You know, they are individual installment loans for individuals. You know, that's why like a business can't come do a Sunbit either, right? You need an ID. But I love the suggestion, split tender, right? You probably do this all the time with other payment methods where maybe the approval isn't enough to cover what they need. So they'll split tender with Sunbit and a different payment option, maybe a different financing application, or maybe an out-of-pocket payment method like cash or credit. There was a story out of the call center. I always think about it years ago where there was like a family that had an $8,000 treatment bill, and they had 4 family members each do separate Sunbits to pay for that large bill for the family. And they just split tender 4 ways in their system with those 4 Sunbit transactions. So really good question. Glad that was brought up.
That was, I'm sorry if we missed your question. I tried to scroll to catch them, but if we did, then feel free to email us or Success, training@sunbit.com or success@sunbit.com, and we'll try to get to it as soon as we can. So where did we land, Jessica? 7, 8, or 10? Someone help Jessica out, okay, on the fun sounds. Oh, look at Mike coming through. But
Mike, take it easy. Good to see you.
Yes. Thanks for
Mike,
joining, guys. And hopefully this was helpful. Hopefully we were able to get your questions answered.
Mike Marks hit the mark, if you know what I'm saying.
We love Mike.
I'll see myself out.
Time to
No, okay.
My whole shoulder was still in here. Like.
Oh, God, I'm cringing. Why did I say it like that? Sorry, Mike.
Sorry for you guys, but have a great rest of your week, and we'll see you next week for How Sunbit Supports.
Yes, and by the way, if anyone's having trouble with Sunbit stat points, I was trying to help out in the chat when I could, but sbsupport@sunbit.com is there to help you with anything with your Sunbeast app. So rewards, redemptions, all that fun stuff. And for those of you that are struggling with extra cash timing, you're in for a treat because the new rewards game is just around the corner and it's going to put you in the driver's seat for month-long extra cash modes. It's really exciting. More to come soon. And thank you to those of you that have been piloting the new rewards program for everyone else and giving us your feedback as we get ready for this really big update. So, Catherine, thank you for sharing with us that SB Support's been able to help you out. The team really appreciates it. They work really hard. And shout out to Devin Myers, who does all of your rewards points manually for each show. And she gets it done within like a day or 2. It's incredible. I don't know how she does it.
Yeah, she's pretty quick.
So thank you, Devin. And thank you, Sheer, for all the fun stuff with the Sunbeast staff. So go check out your app. And from all of us at Sunbit, thanks for being part of the Sunbeast user community, for continuing your education with us here on Wednesdays. And hopefully we will catch you at the next one. Take care, folks. We're going to dance this one out. Hope back to school season's not too crazy.